One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here, to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday weekly wrap up, whatever we're going to call this. It's the chamber meeting. I am Nikisha Bond, your host from the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. I am the VP of Corporate Affairs, and I am excited to bring this weekly newscast to you. I am live streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and all the other platforms. So make sure that you share. And we have a lot of really good information tonight. You guys are not going to want to miss it. So first, we're going to start with some wins, okay? Because I was scouring the internet and I was like, okay, what do we want to talk about today? And I want to talk about people who are out here doing some really big things just to kind of get us excited for this first Wednesday meeting. So first, let's bring to the stage, girl, look at what's going on right now. This is not letting me be great. We are going to talk about them, but we're going to talk about them later. See, that's what happens when you go live. You think you got your life together, and this shows you that you don't. Matter of fact, I had all of my stuff lined up perfectly, and then I got out and it deleted everything. But that's okay, because we're going to press on. Because, how do you pronounce her name? Kwanzaa Jones could be MLB history's first Black woman majority owner. So I thought this was a fascinating little thing. So I'm going to read it to you. Hold on, let me get my notes together. Yeah, I could have had my notes together, but we're going out of the order that I had planned because my things got changed. So for more than a century, the Major League Baseball has stood as one of America's most traditional bound institutions. Since its modern founding in 1903, no Black woman has ever held majority ownership stake in one of its franchises. This may soon change. Entrepreneur, philanthropist, and singer Kwanzaa Jones is on the brink of making history as part of a $3.9 billion agreement to purchase the San Diego Padres right down here in Southern California. And so her husband, Jose, I'm not even pretending like I can pronounce that, is co-founder of a private equity firm, Clear Lake Capital. And so a June vote for all 30 MLB clubs stands between her and history. So I love hearing these types of stories because I love when we hear people that are doing it really big. And there are a lot of people right now that are actually out there making moves in the community, doing amazing things. And I know you're one of them. That's why you're sitting here watching. That's why you started a business, because you wanted to leave a legacy for your family. You wanted to have your name in lights and in papers. And so when you see stories like this, it should inspire you and make you really excited, because if they can do it, you can do it too, right? Okay, but let's not leave the men out of this, because the men are doing great things as well. Let me go ahead and read this to you. I got my notes on another screen, so yeah, I could have done a teleprompter, but I didn't. Kareem Edwards is the first Black Chick-fil-A owner-operator in Chicago. So back in 2003, a nervous kid from Far Rockaway, Queens, showed up at a DePaul University. He went to Wall Street, then Lehman Brothers during the 2008 crash, then Google. But his wife, a woman who saw on a move-in day, told his boys, "I'm going to marry that woman." Kept telling him, his wife is saying this. He didn't just quit overnight. He spent nights working. What did she say? She said, "Since I've known you, you've talked about owning a restaurant. You need to go do that." So she was excited and was pushing him to hit his dreams. And that's the importance of having a good partner, because a good partner will push you towards your dreams. The best thing that you can do as a partner is help someone reach their goals and their dreams. So he didn't just quit overnight. He spent nights working at Chick-fil-A counters, because you actually have to work at a Chick-fil-A in order to own a Chick-fil-A. And side note, hold on, let me go back on screen. Side note, I thought this was so fascinating about the Chick-fil-A operating model, because Chick-fil-A, even if you become a franchise owner, you don't technically own it, right? You're technically an operator. So Chick-fil-A will own the land, they own the restaurant, and you operate it and get a percentage of the profits. But even to do that, you have to be a part of work for Chick-fil-A in order to even do that. So I thought that was a very fascinating business model. So if you're thinking of franchising your business, I love the Chick-fil-A model because it means that you don't have to lose ownership. You can get paid on the real estate, you can get paid on the franchisee, and you can still own, maintain ownership. So anyways, that wasn't the point of it, but I thought that was really interesting. Let me go back to reading my notes. Hold on a second. Where was I? Let me see here. Okay, so he didn't just quit overnight. He spent nights working at Chick-fil-A counters after his Google shift to test the reality matched the dream. Then he made the leap. Kareem Edwards is now one of the first and only Black Chick-fil-A owners in Chicago, and he opened during the global pandemic. In 2026, he donated $50,000 to Just Fruit Chicago, a nonprofit farming organization on the South Side fighting food insecurity. Ownership plus community investment, that's the model. So, man, isn't that exciting to hear so many people doing so many great things out here in the community? And I'm sure that you're doing that too. So if you are, make sure that you leave a comment. Let us know what type of amazing things are you doing in the community. We would love to share that with our audience. As you guys know, the Chamber of Commerce has been around for over 30 years. We have 15 different chapters from the desert to the sea. I'm down here in Temecula, but we've got chapters in Long Beach. Long Beach is having a great business summit that's coming up. Beverly Hills, they're going to be having a mixer that's happening later this week. And the best thing about membership, wait for this, guys. When you join the chamber, you are now part of all chapters, which means every single month you can network with us. And every single chapter has a mixer every single month. So if you want to increase your network, if you want to know a lot of people, you definitely want to get connected with the chamber because that is where the people are at. Okay, let's take a quick little break and then we're going to come back with a little bit of a hot topic because there's some things that have been going on in these internet streets and I have thoughts and I have opinions and I need to share that with somebody. So I'm taking you down the rabbit hole with me. We'll be right back.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
All right, if I start glistening, I'm sorry, it's a little warm in my office. I was going to turn on the air conditioner, but the commercial didn't last long enough. Anyways, okay, let's get on to what I'm going to be calling is, bump it about, look at me in my little Canva, Hot Takes with Nikisha Bond. Listen, things have been going on these internet streets, and I think that there are some fantastic business lessons that we can all learn. So I want to go ahead and share that with you guys today. We are going to be talking about, let's bring to the stage, down to the front, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Let's talk. Okay, so if you haven't been following along, listen, listen, first of all, don't judge me, okay? But low key, I like a little mess. I'm not gonna lie, I do like a little mess. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. We're going to get back to our mess. Let's get back to our mess because, hold on, let me move this from the screen. You guys, this is live. We're live, so we're just doing it on as we go. And one of our presidents has just joined us. So I'm actually going to bring her to the stage. So hold on first. We've got breaking news. I wish I could sing, guys. If I could sing, I would sing all day long. You guys would be sick of me. So I want to bring to the stage right now, Miss Lashara Carlisle, that's right. Carlisle?
Yes.
Perfect. She is our new president of the Pomona Valley. And I know I was announcing her last week and we were doing some onboarding this week. And I was like, can you come on real quick? And I love women like this because they stay ready so they don't have to get ready. So she's like, let me look at my calendar. Boom, I'm available. And now here she is. So I actually am going to get off the stage and I want to give you the floor. I've got your flyer ready. So I want you to tell the people who you are, tell them about your chapter and what you're excited about bringing to the Pomona Valley. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Nikisha. I am Lashara Carlisle, as you said. I'm newly president of the Pomona Valley chapter of the Black Chamber of Commerce. Super excited and honored to be in the position and role. Myself, I am an entrepreneur, a community leader, advocate for economic empowerment in the city of Pomona. I've been in Pomona for about 5 years now. And when I got here, I kind of jumped right in. I joined the local chapter of the Pomona city, and then it kind of just started from there. And I got connected with a lot of different people, a lot of avenues. Again, I'm a business owner my own self. And I'm committed to strengthening Black-owned businesses, entrepreneurs, nonprofits through collaboration, education, and sustainable growth opportunities. So I've been in business for myself maybe 12 years now, operate multiple businesses, specialize in notary services, fingerprinting, live scan, and tax. On the store for a few years. So I deal with that with a lot of different business backgrounds. So including working in banking, customer service, leadership roles, and community engagement. So I'm very passionate about service and purpose-driven people to kind of get them to where they need to be. And if I don't have the information, I can connect them with somebody who does have the information. So I believe in community and working hands-on. I'm working hands-on, create lasting impact into the community, into the business community. So I'm very passionate about it. That's pretty much.
I love it. And I know you have your first, well, not your first mixer, because you've been at some of the mixers before, but this is the one where you're kind of like taking the lead. It's your official transition. So tell us a little bit more about what we can expect.
Okay, yeah. So our mixer for the June 1st, our mixers are every first Monday of the month from 6 to 8. Right now we're at Core Community Collaborative Office here in Pomona off Park Avenue. And I have created, so we've been in for maybe about 4 or 5 months. We have already kind of started and relaunched the Pomona chapter. And we started with 12 Months to Stronger Black Business Initiative. So it's a year-long business series that I have designed for entrepreneurs and nonprofit leaders with practical tools for long-term success and sustainability. So this month, we're going to be talking about working smarter, not harder. So the tools that we can use that we don't have to overwork ourselves, we don't have to overexert ourselves. So we're going to have our speaker come in, give us some tips, give us some tools to use that we can kind of dial back and let the tools work for us versus us working for them. So it's going to be a great event, of course, in collaboration with Juneteenth month. So we're going to celebrate our Black history. We're going to tie in some new activities. We're going to have a raffle. So I'm excited about that. We're going to, like I said, we're going to have a speaker and we're just going to have a great time. Okay.
I love that. And I'm excited for you. So everybody go out to Park Avenue. This is going to be on Monday, June 1st at 6 p.m. Make sure that you scan the QR code, or you can go to the website, click on chapters, find Pomona, and then you can click on there to go ahead and register for the event. So we would love to see you there. So before you go, are any other things you want to say to the audience before I let you go?
I just want to say, join us, whether it's my chapter or another chapter. It's a great opportunity. I have severely enjoyed my time here. It's opened up so many doors just as of yet. The few months, 5-6 months that I have been hands-on and involved, is a great opportunity for your business. Like I said, you get tools that you need, education that you need, connections that you need, because a lot of times people think it's what you know. Well, we do need to know something, but it's also who you know. And with them two combined, it's building yourself a stronger business. So we want you guys to come out so we know who you are, what you do, and how we can help you, how we can be of service to you in your business.
Perfect. I love that. Thank you so much, LaShara. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you on June 1st.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. It's so exciting. I love live shows because we can have people popping in and popping out. So thank you so much for joining us. It's really exciting when we have new presidents come on board because they bring in new energy, a new vision, and just new opportunities to the area. So if you're thinking about being involved, make sure that you go to the website, get connected with your local president, get connected because you never know what you're going to get until you join and then you find out what you can have. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break and then we will be right back.
Are you ready to change your life? Let us help you. At Youth Build Charter School, you can get a high school diploma and kickstart your dream career in no time. We offer high school diploma programs in construction, CNA, military, college, and entrepreneurship. If you are between the age of 16 and 24 and you want to manage your studies with a job, recover your credits, or graduate early, we can help you achieve your dream. Call us at 1-888-395-4408 or visit youthbuildinlandempire.org.
All right. Well, welcome back. If you're joining us, this is our weekly live chamber podcast, and I am your host, Nikisha Bond, VP of Corporate Affairs over here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, and I'm excited that you decided to join us today. And we're going to get back to what we were doing right before LaShara joined us, which is Hot Takes with Nikisha Bond, because I have thoughts. There are things that are going on these internet streets, and I see them, and I have thoughts, and I want to share those thoughts with you. So as I've been dragged down the rabbit hole, I'm dragging you down the rabbit hole too. So what came up today was Dr. Cheyenne, I'm using Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, addresses her doctorate controversy. I thought this was a really interesting topic because I think it has to do a lot with business. And when our business comes into a crisis, what should we do? How should we act? I think we can learn a lot from this. So if you're new, and let's say you're not like me and glued to the internet, knowing everything that's going on, and you're like, what are you talking about, Nikisha? Let me give you a little bit of a summary. So for months, social media has been buzzing with accusations that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's doctorate accreditations are fraudulent. And on May 12th, she stopped by the Breakfast Club ready to address the controversy. According to her website, Bryant holds a doctorate in counseling psychology from Argus University, an institution that has since closed, as well as a master's degree in marriage, family, and child therapy. She made it clear that she has no interest in mounting a public defense for her academic background. I have multiple degrees and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody, Bryant said. My obedience is to God, not to people. Bryant acknowledged that Agassi was fully accredited both when she started and finished her program, but said that the problems began when she went looking for her transcripts later that year for like a job or something, only to find that the school had shut down. A third party held the records, but only for 2 years, and she had missed the renewal window. She saved her sharpest words for critics, saying, listen, I don't give an F about your narratives. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that ish again, and I don't give a F about it. Okay, now that's a choice. That is definitely a choice on a response. Now, would that be the choice of a response that I would make? No, it would not. I don't think that would be my choice of response that I would make. So let's talk about how, I'm not really going to get into her and whether or not she is or isn't accredited. You can go and down the rabbit hole and find that out. I think at the end of the day, it's one of those things that's actually pretty easy to prove. And most people who have a doctorate level or a master's level degree have no problem showing that to you. They have no problem sharing that with you. So the fact that she's not going to share, to me, I would just infer that she may not have finished. And probably this was a time where most people didn't check your credentials the way they do now. And so she just said, you know what, I'm close enough. I'm going to call myself a doctor, because she did end up trademarking the doctor name. So can she call herself Dr. Cheyenne Bryant? Technically, yeah, because if you're using it for business purposes, and I think she's careful about calling herself a life coach and saying that she doesn't practice and that she's not licensed. So I don't think that she's lying about that. I think she's just kind of omitting the truth. And I think that because she's doubled down on that, it's made it so that people are now arguing. Now we got to argue reality, right? So how does this relate to you and your business? Number one, this is a crisis. She is in a business crisis right now. And the best thing to do is to not say too much, because when you're in a crisis, that's when you're going to just start saying things. You're going to start doubling down. And that's when the petty part comes out. And you don't want to get caught up being petty, because guess what happens when you get caught up being petty? Some people are willing to ride that train way longer and way further than you ever intended for it to go. So that's the one thing. Another thing is that when you start saying things, now people have put a spotlight on you, and now they're going to be looking at every single thing you say, and they're going to be dissecting it. They're going to go back. They're going to check records. They're going to ask this person. They're going to try and corroborate, because the story now is proving you wrong. Whereas if you had said little, there's little for people to go on. When you suck the oxygen out of the room, then people have a hard time breathing, right? Because there's no more oxygen. But when you keep talking, you're letting all that oxygen just flow into the room. And it's giving people so much opportunity to spin narratives and to create stories and to make something that, in my opinion, is probably not that big of a deal. And I think if she had handled it differently, it would have been better, because she could have just said, okay, like, I'm not technically a doctor, right? I don't have my doctorate or any of those things, but, you know, I've done all the schooling and I trademarked the name, and I'm not operating in a licensed capacity. And that's just what it is. So I'm out here life coaching under the name Dr. Brian. It's a trademark like Dr. Seuss or Dr. Dre. And that's just what that is. You know, but if she's sitting up here saying, I have these degrees and I don't have to prove it to you, it's like, Low key, yeah. Now you're putting in too many things because now you're talking about the getting the transcript, so people prove you wrong on that. Now you're talking about things being on the line, people prove you wrong about that. You see, adding to the conversation in the way that she is making it more difficult for her to kind of extract herself from this situation that she's gotten herself in. So I think those are some important lessons that we can learn. Hold on, I might have a couple other notes. I think what she's missing too is an opportunity to really guide the narrative. Because she's saying, I don't care what you say whatever you want to say. It's good publicity for me. You've now opened up the floodgates for people to just say whatever they want to say. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I thought I had it on the screen, but clearly I didn't. And we're talking about her. Is she a doctor? I don't know. But does it matter? I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how much it matters because to some people it doesn't matter. And so I think those are the things that you have to think about. A lot of people don't care about titles. A lot of people don't care about all of your certificates and things like that. So she probably could have been fine going on the merits and going on her experience. But when you try to double down on something that people can go and kind of easily prove you wrong, it's just not a good brand integrity, especially because you're trying to be perceived as a doctor. You want people to see you as someone who is credible and worthy of a certain level of respect. But then you're lying and telling people to shut the F up. You know what I'm saying? Causes a little tension. So, I think it's a choice to handle it that way. Is all press good press? I don't know, because you have to live with you at the end of the day. And now that we live in this really hyper-connective social media landscape, a lot of these things and a lot of these narratives that maybe you didn't mean to go can get carried on further and wider than you ever expected because you didn't just kind of like put a stamp in it, put a button on it, stop the controversy. You don't have to say, I didn't graduate and I don't have my doctorate. You can just say, hey, like I've taken the credits. I don't have it. I don't know. She could just say something else. I think the way she's handling it is not good. So your brand credibility is so important. I think it's important for people to be looking at that and to be mindful of the things that you say online, be mindful of the way that you come across. And if you're trying to portray yourself as somebody that you're not, I think that maybe 10 years ago, that was easier to get away with. But now it's not only is it harder to get away with, but people don't appreciate it. People actually like authenticity. People want you to be real. We get, especially now in the day of AI and AI slop, we want people to be real. We want people to come, give it to us straight, tell us how it really is, tell us the ins and the outs. Don't sit around and act like we're dumb. Don't hide behind these labels and these contracts. Just come out here, be real, say what you got to say, and just stand on that. And I think she could have done a better job of that. But that's just my personal hot take. So what are your hot takes? What do you think? Do you think that this is something that she blowing it out of proportion? Are we taking it out of proportion? Are the people running away with the narrative? What do you think? So go ahead and drop that in the comment. I would love to hear that. And we will be right back after this commercial message.
Business owners are raving about the new talk show, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Tune in as the top experts in business share their success stories, strategies, guidance, and advice to help you grow your business. With guests from the top companies to your favorite influencers, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace is the show to watch for all things business. Our conversations are strictly business. We discuss new funding options, new business initiatives, best business practices, all things business explained. We provide you with the tips you need for your business, all in one morning business talk show. Be sure to tune in. Are you a business owner? Do you have a story to share? Are you able to help our audience? Then we want you on Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Visit the website at edgetvnetwork.net and select Be a Guest to schedule your appearance today.
All right, welcome back to the weekly podcast show. I am your host, Nikisha Bond, and let's talk about some things that are happening with the chamber. I know I've been saying it and saying it and saying it. Oh, not her. Sorry, I don't know why she's still there. Hold on. See, when I try to move to too many different things, there we go. Okay, but we're live, and that's all right. So we have our 30th annual Celebrity Golf Classic that's happening on June 18th up at the Rose Bowl by the Brookside Golf Club. That is going to be such a fun event. I went last time. I was telling you guys last year was my first time. And I don't normally go to the kind of the social events. I go to more of the business, stuck up events. But I was like, you know what? Let me go out there and help. I had a ball. People out there, had a ball. I'm going to post some pictures of some of the previous years so you guys can see. They had like people go out there, they have their libations, they're having fun, they're driving around on the golf carts. I got to have a golf cart and drive around and give everybody their little libations as well, and that was so much fun for me. So if you're looking for something to do on Father's Day, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to network with some other business owners and to have a lot of fun. And if you're sitting here and you don't know what to do for Father's Day, this is what you can do. So make sure that you scan the QR code, go to the website, get your tickets today. If you're looking to do sponsorships or you want to get a hole, last time we had vendors that were at the different holes, so they got to meet all the different golfers. Great opportunity to get your business in front of a lot of different business owners. But if you're sitting up here and you're thinking, well, what else do you have, Nikisha? We're in collaboration with the city of Redlands for a Juneteenth celebration that they're going to be having out there. It's going to be on June 20th. We're looking for some more vendors. So if you have a vendor opportunity, especially vendors who do food, we're looking for some food vendors. All you got to have is insurance. First come, first serve, but these are basically complimentary. So if you have your insurance, if you're looking to do some vendor booth, this is the one that you want to be at. We love collaborating with state and federal agencies and making sure that we're out in the community and we're letting everybody know that, hey, we can't make a horse drink, but this is where the water is at. The chamber has so much information. That's why we love doing these types of partnerships. So if you're trying to get your brand out there, if you want to do some vendors, this is going to be a great one. Make sure you scan the QR code, fill out the application, and you guys can get on board. All right, what else do we have coming up in August? I know we've been posting tons of pictures of the last business summit that we had that was up at the Delta Hotel in Ontario a couple weeks ago, and we're having another one that's happening in August 21st. It's going to be on the, hold on. It's going to be on the Queen Mary. I think this is so exciting. I did not know that they did events like this. I've never been on the Queen Mary, but not only do they do conferences, but they have hotel rooms. It's going to be such a fun night because we're going to do the business part and we're going to have fun with the casino night. So if you're looking for a great opportunity in Long Beach, if you want to come network, if you want to sponsor, if you want to get a booth, if you just want to come out and learn some great information, make sure that you watch last week's episode because I went through and talked about all the information. Not all the information, but a lot of the information that we got from the Unity and Diversity Business Summit. And I'm sharing pictures. We're sharing pictures of all of the things that happened. So if you want to know how our last one was, go on the Facebook and see. And if you want to get to the next one, this is the one that you need to go to. And all this stuff is on the website. If you go to events, you can click on that and check out and get your tickets. So that is an event you definitely do not want to miss. All right. So in addition to the Pomona mixer, like I was telling you guys, we have 15 different chapters. And not all of our chapters have presidents. So if you're interested, make sure that you email me at nikishabond@blackchamberofcommerce.org. It's just my first and last name. Let me know that you're interested in what area you're in. We do have some presidencies that are open, and we would love to fill them with some prominent business owners in the area. And the reason why I say that is because we have these 15 different chapters, and each chapter has their own mixer. So we have another mixer that's going to be coming up. Beverly Hills is the third Thursday, which is happening this Thursday. So tomorrow up in Beverly Hills, if you're wanting to join, if you're wanting to network up there, the great thing about membership, like I keep telling you, is when you join one chapter, you're part of all of them. So you can come out to Beverly Hills. You can go to Pomona. You can also go all the way out there to Barstow. We are going to have a summer celebration out there in the Barstow chapter. So many different ways that you can network with us, so many different ways that you can be involved, so many different ways that you can get information that can really grow your business. I have to tell you that my business personally did not take off until I started networking with the chamber. There's something about being in business, it's hard. Being in business is really hard. So having somebody that you can connect with, having somebody that you can reach out to when you're having those hard times, having a community and a network behind you is so powerful and it's so important. So membership is $200 a year. I highly encourage everybody to go and join. And then when you join, send me personally an email so that I can meet with you and talk to you and we can figure out what is the information that you need. Right now, we're working on so many different projects. Like tomorrow, we'll be at a Caltrans meeting. We sit on their ad hoc committee specifically for African Americans on how we can get African Americans more contracting opportunities. Even with all the changes in the DEI program, Caltrans is still committed to having fair and balanced procurement processes. So we sit on those boards to make sure that we can give you guys access to all the information that you need in order to take advantage of these amazing federal and state opportunities that are there, not only with Caltrans, but tons of other state and federal agencies. And that's just like a little sliver of what the chamber goes and can offer you. So highly recommend that you please join, get your membership today. Did I put a membership one? You know what? I didn't, but that's okay. You guys can go to the website and get the membership one. Okay, now I do have a couple of more things that I want to talk about before we leave, but first, let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Now, we just talked about some events that the chamber's having, but there are events that are happening all over Southern California. So let's talk about a few of them. And I'm giving you just a few of them here, but if you're looking for the full list, reach out to your local chapter president. We just sent it out this weekend to talk about all the different opportunities for you to learn some really fascinating things that are going on in the community. So we're going to talk about a few of them. So today, I didn't get a chance to send this out to everybody, but today there was a meeting that was talking about opportunity zones. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with opportunity zones, but basically they're areas in the country that have been identified as areas that allow you to get like tax breaks and real estate advantages and all sorts of different perks by investing in these communities. These are usually low income communities. They're also rural communities. So we went to that training today and was talking about how you can get access to it. And that's just, like I said, one of the things that we have access to over here at the chamber is access to that type of information. And like I said, we can't make a horse drink, but we can lead you to the water. And we got a lot of water going on over here. So some of the other events that are coming up on May 27th, the Future of Black Business powered by AI and Innovation is coming up. So Meta and the California African American Chamber of Commerce explore how AI can power Black business growth and economic advancement. This is an in-person at Meta headquarters. And so it's free game on the biggest tech company and how the world in the world on topics that are changing everything right now. So if you want to know what's going on with AI, what's going on with Meta, that's going to be a great free opportunity. So like I said, reach out to your president so that you can get the information. And I want to bring up another story that I was reading on the Grio. So AI is expanding opportunities, but Black entrepreneurs still face a structural gap. So I thought this was a really interesting article because it was talking about how even though AI is absolutely transforming Black businesses all around, I mean, things that you used to have a team of people to do, now you and maybe a couple other people can do on your own, but we are still facing some type of structural gaps. One, the price of this technology is continuing to go up. You know, first it started for free and then they have the $20 and now they got the $100 and now they got the codex and now they got the this and the that. So could we be priced out of it? If you're not staying up on this technology, can you be left behind? That's the reason why it's important for us to go to these events like the one that's happening at Meta to find out what's happening, how we can make sure that we can maintain getting access to some of these tools and that they don't go behind a paywall and become absolutely unaffordable for us. One of the things that the article was saying was that, not this article, but at the conference, we had an AI tech, and she was saying that there's a lot of biases that are actually built into AI where, you know, you might be as a Black person wanting to have one perspective and narrative, but the AI is guiding you in a totally different direction just because it has stereotypes in there and because it gathered everything from the web and it gathered everything from all the things that people have said all along. And are we going to say that there's not racist things out there? There's definitely racist things out there. So, and that's the information that the AI has been trained on. So it's important for you to understand prompting so that you can overcome some of these challenges that we're starting to see. So although AI is a great expanding opportunity, there's still some things that we need to have our eye out on. We can't just say, oh, this is a great thing. Everything is cured. There's no more problems. Yes, there are still biases that are put into the system, and they're expanding these opportunities and starting to put some of the really good stuff behind paywalls. And I've also noticed too, that when you start to sign up with some of these CRM systems or operation management systems, they have a lot of AI built in. And one of the things that I've noticed is that when you start to join with these platforms, they lock you and your data and everything securely and tight. Makes it really hard for you to piecemeal and get like a little bit over here and a little bit over there and hodgepodge it together. But the opportunity is that you can use AI to connect all of your systems together. So that's one of the things that like the Codex program on AI does. And so there's so many things that we can do beyond just asking it questions, getting recipes, being very surface level. You can really build out strong, competent infrastructures using AI. You can connect really powerful tools using AI. You can have AI push information to you instead of you having to go and pull the information. So there's lots of opportunities, but let's just keep our eyes out and make sure that you're constantly going to different trainings so that you can see what's out there, see how things are changing. I know recently I just moved over from ChatGPT to Claude. I actually use both of them now, but I was like really, all on ChatGPT. And then all of a sudden I felt like it just got dumb. It just got dumb on me. Like, what is going on? And so I moved over to Claude and I was like, whoa, this is a whole different experience. So it's a whole new learning opportunity. And now when I was talking to the AI, that was one of the great things that I learned from the Unity and Diversity Business Summit was that she was telling me that, yes, I should make the switch over to Claude, and that ChatGPT is really good for like ideation, trying to figure it out, like having conversations and going back. And then Claude is really good for building that thing that you kind of come up with. So now being able to use the two systems together has made it even more powerful. So I'm just saying that to say, never stop learning, continue to stay engaged with this. Don't fall behind on this technology, because I remember when the internet came out and I was like, okay. And I remember when email marketing came out, I was like, okay. I remember when social media came out, I was like, okay. And now we're here at AI's door. It's something that we need to not just say okay to, that we need to really engage in. So I thought that was a really interesting one. And then let me see, I had one more article I wanted to share with you guys. What was it about? Hold on, let me go back to my notes. Oh yeah, I was going through all the different businesses. Okay, so that's why we were talking about the future of business and AI with the Meta event. So that's on May 27th. If you need the link, connect with your president. So how to do business with the Port of Long Beach. So if you have ever looked at doing business with the Port of Long Beach, on June 4th, they're going to have a virtual free event that's going to talk about an overview of the port's contracting process and a walkthrough of Planet Bids, which is the program that they use to show you when their bids are available, and including SBE certification and vendor registration. So government contracts, this is the lane many people sleep on. This is a great opportunity. So it's free, it's virtual. There's no excuse for you to not be there. So again, all of these, reach out to your president. They have the links and they can help you get registered today. Scale funding with AMPAC Business Capital. So you want to learn about Scale, Cal-OSA programs, connecting underserved business owners, women, veteran, people of color, rural operators with capital access and loan application support. So if you are looking for some more access to capital, you need some money for your business, AMPAC is a great business capital resource, and they are having a free virtual event on June 4th. Reach out to your president so that you can get that information as well. And I was already telling you guys that on June 20th, on June 20th, up in Redlands at Sylvan Park, they're going to be having the Redlands Juneteenth celebration. So live music, food trucks, games, educational stations. They even do like a reenactment, like a historical reenactment. It's really fun. So make sure that you go out there. The vendor application is online. First come, first serve. All you need to have is your insurance. So come be a part of the festivities. And of course, the golf tournament that's going to be happening on the 18th. Those are the major things that are happening out here in the community. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. All right, everyone, welcome back. And we're almost through with our show today, but I am so excited that you decided to join us today. I am Nikisha Bond, VP of Corporate Affairs over here with the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. We have 15 different chapters from the desert to the sea. Find one that you love and join, be a part of the network. If you guys have any questions, this is a live show. Please go ahead and throw those in the chat. I'm happy to answer those for you. But overall, I just wanted to make sure that you guys know about what's happening, not only with the chamber, what's also happening in your community. One of the things as business owners that we can never stop doing is we can never stop learning. We always have to be investing in ourselves. The most important investment, and the investment that no one can ever take away from you, is the investment that you make in yourself. The best money that you can ever spend is the money that you spend investing on yourself, because they can't take that away from you. They can't take away your mindset. They can't take away the things that you've learned. They can't take away your experiences. And that's where you really need to double down. And I would say if you're ever struggling and you say, I don't know what to do, I got maybe like a little bit of money, I don't know where I need to invest in yourself. Find the thing that you're missing and invest in getting those skills. Right now, you really don't have any excuse not to go out there and be great, right? And it doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard, that there's not going to be challenges. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard sometimes. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to need a team and a group of people around you. You do, you absolutely do. But it's totally doable for you. And I don't want anybody to think that business is not something that you can be a part of or not something that you can be in. It really is a legacy builder. And I got to tell you, it's where our economy is going. One of the things that I've been really keeping my eye on is the whole gig economy. We're noticing that a lot of companies that are now letting go of a lot of employees, they're letting go of a lot of employees, but they're hiring a lot of 1099s. What does that mean? It's that the people who have skills, they're the ones who are going to be driving the next marketplace. AI is built off of people who have skills. The marketplace is built off of people who have skills. Your skills are things that people can never take away from you. So if you are a skilled person, now is the time for you to start gaining those other skills that can allow you to be a business person, to be able to monetize it. And as you guys know, a lot of times in business, you start with where you are, right? You've been doing something for a corporation for a long time. They hired you, didn't they? So obviously they know that job and that skill set is needed. So now you can get that hired out somewhere else, either in small business or in corporate. And so maybe when you first start your business, you just own your job, and that's okay. And then from there, you start to gain more skills. You start to collaborate with more people. You start to connect with more people. You start to put systems into your business. You start to have employees. And then one day you wake up and you've built a legacy for you and your family. And that's something that is very, very precious. And I think it's the way that it used to be. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they were talking, she was talking about her daughter, and she didn't want to be, make sure that they weren't Nepo babies. And I was like, no, nepotism all the way. We need to bring back nepotism, because that's the way it used to be, right? You would have a father and his skills, and he would teach that, and that would be the family trade or the family business. And we need to get back to that, because that's kind of where the society is going. No longer are you going to be able to work for a job for 40 years and collect a paycheck and collect a pension. You're going to have to learn how to swim in this shark-infested waters. You're going to have to learn how to kill what you eat, right? Yeah, kill what you eat. So it's a different skill set. But when you join organizations like the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, and you start to get into these educational cycles, you go to those scaling meetings, you find out what Meta AI is doing, you get involved in these trainings, you go to the Unity and Diversity Business Summit, you connect with other business owners, and you find out where they're going, and you keep educating yourself. Then you become invaluable in the marketplace, because you're constantly growing. What I'm noticing now is the people who are struggling right now are people who are stuck. People who are looking at where they are, and they're like, well, I used to do this, but now all my stuff is on AI. Oh, I used to do this, and now everything is available to everybody. Okay. And that means now you need to go and start growing to the next level. You need to start figuring out the next thing that you can learn. You need to see where's the ball going, not where the ball's at, where's the ball going, and try to meet the ball there. So those are your job now as a business owner in this new technological day and age. It's your job to really get the skills and training that you need in order for you to grow and stay competitive with everybody else who's out there in the marketplace. Because I can tell you right now, there's people who get up every single day and they're looking at the news. They are reading new information. They're reading the books. They're doing the self-help. They're optimizing themselves to the nth degree. And you got to ask yourself, are you doing the work as well? And I'm saying that because I want everybody to be great. And I think everybody deserves to be great. And I know you all have greatness in you. So like Les Brown says, everybody has greatness in them. And even if you fall down, you can look up and then you can see the stars. I don't know. He's great. So that's why I'm not trying to be Les Brown. I can't say what he says, but go listen to him. He can give you all the information. Well, that is all for me today. I talk so fast and I apologize. I would say that I'm going to try and slow it down, but that would be a lie because, well, the reality is I just have a hard time slowing down. I listen to things on really fast speed. And when I slow down, I actually lose my train of thought. So I can't say that I'm going to slow down, so I go through my information a little faster than I thought I would. But that means that you get an extra 5 minutes to yourself to go and decompress, to meditate, or to learn a new skill today that makes yourself valuable in the marketplace tomorrow. Well, this is your host, Nikisha Bond, signing off from your weekly Chamber podcast. I hope that you have learned something about this. Make sure you share it with a friend so that they can get involved, and make sure that you reach out to your local chapter president. All of the chapters are online. So if you go onto the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce.org, click on chapters, find the chapter that's in your location. The president information will be there. Click contact them, and they can send you the information if you want to get connected to any of the different events that we've talked about today. Well, with that, we will go ahead and call it a day. Everybody have a wonderful week, and we're wishing you guys farewell. I don't know. I don't have a good ending, but maybe you guys can think of one for me. All right. See you guys next time. Bye.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.